Oh, folks, James Thomas. Here we are. I've got my two favorite critics, Janelle. I got Tony. Janelle hasn't had the chance to see it yet. She will, though. Magazine Dreams with Jonathan Majors is going to hit the theaters this Friday. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. A man looks after his ailing grandfather while trying to make it in the world of professional bodybuilding. Janelle knows about that. But in this movie, for me, it was really hard to watch because of the way the steroids were affecting him mentally. It was really hard. I mean, the dinner with the date, that was just, and then towards the end of the movie, what he was getting ready to do, I mean, it was really hard to watch his emotions and his thinking and process in this whole thing. What did you think, Tony?
It's a very difficult film to watch. It's up there with, with The Iron Claw a few years ago as well, where it's depressing, it's bleak. There's really not any positives to take away from this. It shows the bodybuilding side of things. My father-in-law actually competed in this. This is an extreme example, but this does happen with the amount of eating they do, the steroids as well, the treatment on their body. I get it. It shows that dedication, and Jonathan Majors embodies every element of it. The craziness, the bipolar, if you will, but it explores the mental health side as well, and just how it's a cry for help for some people that don't take it seriously and don't take care of their bodies. But it's a very difficult, but I thought it was a very strong film.
I know you didn't get a chance to see it, Janelle, but didn't your father, wasn't he a weightlifter or a bodybuilder? Or what did he do?
Weights and he went to, I mean, he'd go to competitions and watch them. I don't know if he ever competed.
So what do you think about bodybuilders and steroids, Janelle?
Think it's rampant. I think it's about as rampant as it is in any kind of sport and Hollywood. And maybe he was, maybe he was actually doing it when, he had all of his issues that he had.
Yeah, it's probably. Tony, what would you give this movie with Jonathan Majors, Harley Bennett, and Mike O'Hearn?
I go 3.5 out of 5, and if you're interested at all, see it for Jonathan Majors' performance. Take away everything else out of the equation. This should have been a star-making performance that shot him to the top of the list 2 years ago when it was originally supposed to release. Unfortunately, everything has happened since that's going to change that. But this could have easily been an Academy Awards nominated performance.
I have to agree with you. You said 3.5. I'm gonna give it a 4 because, like I said, it was hard to watch, and this acting was just unbelievable in this. All right, let's move on to the movie we all got to see last night. No matter what we say about this particular movie, Snow White, all I got to say is it held Tony's son's attention so well. He did not move. And if he had to pee, he held on to it. Let's talk about Snow White, Tony.
Oh, he shifted around a little bit. He's a 4-year-old. Look, I found it enjoyable. If anyone's looking for anything crazy groundbreaking, that's not what this film's ever going to be. I thought the visuals, for the most part, were strong. Rachel Zegler was fantastic, in my opinion. Her voice, she really embodied the princess vibe. Gal Gadot, she has very minimal range. We'll put it in the nicest way possible. I thought her campiness did work at times. A lot of people are going to say it didn't work at all. I thought it worked occasionally. Making her sing was a choice, though. The CGI dwarves, I wasn't cast real people, but for me, I did find it enjoyable.
Janelle.
So that Tony says her campiness did not work because I don't think bad acting counts as campiness. I just don't think she has the range to even pull off campiness. Again, I'm going to be a little bit meaner than Tony and say she's got little range. She doesn't really have any. She's very good at reading a script, but she's almost cringy, and I hate to say that about an actress, but her some of her line deliveries and the fact that she doesn't have a range when she does try, it comes off a little like, ooh, that's rough. But outside of her and honestly, the casting of the prince was a pretty decent film, just not great.
I have to agree with you. I thought it was pretty good and held my attention no matter what any of the critics are going to say about it. Families are going to love it because as soon as you hear hi ho, everybody's feet's going to start tapping. And whistle while you work, the parents are going to be sitting back and going, being a kid again. And the kids, they were so quiet. They were so engrossed in the movie. So I'm going to have to give it at least 3.5, maybe 4 out of 5. Janelle?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's being highly generous to a terrible movie. It lands somewhere between 2.5 and 3 for me. It just does not have the soul of the original. And I know that maybe that just sounds very old school and not being able to adapt, but I just think that classics and it being a groundbreaking film for that time, it just is missing what it originally had. So yeah.
Tony?
I'm between a 3 and 3.5. I think 3.5 is too high for sure, but I think a 3 is a little bit too low. I think the number one, the kids are going to enjoy it here.
Yeah.
And I think it does more, more strong than there's not. But the one thing we haven't touched on yet, a couple of original songs here for this film that fits surprisingly well. And I think there's one song here, Waiting on a Wish, one of Disney's best songs in quite a few years. So I'll say 3 overall, but 3 out of 5.
One of the things I really kept looking at was, first of all, the set design itself and the costumes. I thought they were really great. So you're talking about being later in the year and nominations, probably for set design and costumes for Snow White. All right, folks, there you have it. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the movies.